Welcome back. We're right here where we left off with Sound of Drop. Yeah, right where we left off. So, if you're worried about Himeno, all of a sudden, I go back. It's a bad end, so let's say going back is dangerous. I can't do anything by stopping here. I have to press on. And so I start towards the starry sky. I gaze in fascination to the right and left of me. If circumstances weren't what they are, I would have stopped and stared into each and every tank. The tanks lined up all together are beautiful enough, but each one is vivid like the night sky inlaid with jewels. Altogether, there are 7 tanks. Each one holds a different type of jellyfish, some with poison, some without, categorized by aspects such as where they live. They really are beautiful. I stop and stand in the very center between the 3rd and 4th tanks, and I teleport around. I wonder if the last time we came, these tanks were here. Nakanoba Marie, my little sister. I lean my back against one of the tanks and sit down. Whenever Marie's face appears in my mind, I lose all of my strength. If anyone saw me, I'd be embarrassed, but here and now in Manton Aquarium, there's no one around. I have a sign look up at the ceiling. For some reason, a large fan is revolving there. My memories of the last time we visited Manton Aquarium aren't all bad. It was the first time in a long time all 4 of us had gone out as a family. Marie and I got along really well, and we always held hands as we walked. Oh, well, except the ending, but okay. We would do things like play house or read picture books aloud. Marie was a bit more of a tomboy than I, so even though I was the older sister, she was the one who gave the orders. Since it was the first time the 2 of us sisters went to the aquarium, it was natural for us to be very excited. Just as one would expect, the first time Marie and I laid eyes on the creatures of the sea, we experienced fear, awe, and the sense of being deeply moved. Awesome, awe. I know. The creatures we saw at that time have stayed with me as vivid memories. Happy memories, I still have plenty of them. But on such a special day of all days, Marie and I ended up fighting. The rest proceeded just as I remember. Since then, my parents buy me anything I want. So just let me get it straight. Just let me get it clear, okay? Losing your sister, your little sister, who acted like a little bitch because you got a jellyfish keychain. Get everything from your parents what you ever wanted. However, it changed as well, and I didn't really want anything anymore. Greed itself seemed to decline for me, and I never really got excited for anything. Except these boots. Oh, see, that's why when my mother bought me these boot sandals, I was happy. I was fascinated by their nostalgic ultramarine color, just like the coat of my little sister. About 1 year after Marie disappeared, she stopped coming up in conversation. I don't know if my mother and father had accepted it as a tragic accident, or if the sadness had slowly faded. But my new normal had begun. I had become an only child. But that is nothing more than an excuse I can't escape from. Marie, you're here, right? Finally, it seems my strength has returned and I stand up. Even though I ask, no answer will come. The thundering ventilation fan in the ceiling is the only sound I can hear. It was almost at the same time I stood up. Kia! The typical anime sound. Kia! A crack appears in the glass of the tank behind me. Since the glass doesn't make any noise when it splits, I realize it's broken when water splashes on my rear end. Glass doesn't make a sound when it cracks? I think it sounds like it's... I don't know, but I think it sounds like when you take some lake where ice is and you break the ice. That... Water continues to flow out, gradually spreading to my feet. The amount of water from the tank is more than just puddles after a heavy downpour. Along with the water flowing forth, the jellyfish that had been in the tank until just a moment ago flowed out. In order to avoid contact with the water already soaking my sandals, I step back from the puddles without looking away. How? Why? As if to play further with my already bewildered mind, the tank behind me also cracks. That's the cracking sound, and that's one too. And great job, great job. This time I hear the high-pitched noise of glass cracking. Following that, the tanks are each destroyed in turn. I like the music. Being stuck in the middle of the passage, water is closing in on me from all sides, leaving me pressed in between. The edge of the water is steadily drawing near. Good job, Mayumi. You destroyed an complete exhibit. What should I do? The words that slide from my mouth also flow away with the water. The colors of the tanks that had once been so vibrant now seem eerie to me. Among these jellyfish are poisonous ones. Even worse, some of them are fatal. You're not supposed to eat them, you know that. On thinking that, my legs begin to shake in fear. No. But no matter how frightened I become, I know I can't sit down. As if the area I'm in is shrinking, water and jellyfish are both heading toward me, and it's impossible for me to touch the floor. And your toes are exposed. That's bad. Quick save time. Quick save complete. No, I can't think of anything. No, let's make it. No, don't load. Save. Right. Like this. She's telling us that she can't run through, so... No, I can't think of anything. I'm becoming panicked. If I don't calm down, with my thoughts swirling around so frantically, I'm getting even more confused. It's a vicious cycle. My sandals are getting dirty. It's the least of your worries. Okay. I see that. It isn't the first thing that occurs to me, but regardless, it's my only clear thought. The puddles of water are gradually drawing closer, and I can't feel anything from the strange jellyfish. I feel my heartbeat speed up as my chest starts to hurt from nervousness. Oh shit, what up? At this point I have to run through without worrying about my sandals. Though they are sandals, the soles are strong. As long as the jellyfish don't jump, I probably won't get stung. Can jellyfish jump? I need to Google that for the next part. Let me make a note. Can jellyfish jump? Little by little, the safe spots are disappearing. I tightly pull my legs together, which makes me stagger. That was a rhyme. Kia! I let out a small scream and straighten up a bit. With nothing behind me to lean against, I'm just about cornered. I wonder if I die of the jellyfish poison. Rocked by waves of blended nervousness and fear, I carelessly entertain that line of thinking. The meter gorging my fear must be in full tilt. I think with cool self-deprecation. If that is cool self-deprecation, if that is cool self-deprecation, deprecation? I forgot the word already. I know what it means. Then that's not. You from earlier. Huh? Oh, Kenji. Kenji-sama, watch out, there are jellyfish everywhere. The sudden yell confuses me. Upon looking in the direction of the voice, I see that the door has been thrown open and a man is standing there. Shoot! Why are your feet exposed? Ah, it can't be helped. That is definitely Hiyoshi-San. The man we had called names is now gently removing his shoes and tossing them over to me. My mind races as I catch them. They are thick-soled boots. Put these on and make your way over here. All of the jellyfish floating here have deadly poison. Be careful. I take off my sandals and put my feet into his boots just as he tells me to. The size doesn't fit at all and they are way too big. But not so big I can't walk in them. You could always just slide there like... That's the ground. This is the ground here, the camera. You could, instead of doing this, you could just slide. So I cautiously take a step and, confirming it's alright, take my second, then third steps towards him, with my sandals in one hand. Where are your sandals? Thank you. Very much. You can thank me later. For now, don't look around. Just come toward me. And now my breathing is increasingly rough, and I get a little embarrassed. I think he understands that you're feared, but okay. However, knowing some concessions will have to be made, I walk through the water and over the jellyfish. When I step on the jellyfish, I feel the squishing sensation through the shoes and shudder. There are shards of glass in the puddles, and that makes me want to thank Hiyoshi-San for being considerate enough to lend me such strong shoes. I can walk the remaining meter. Hiyoshi-San seems fairly close. Adjusting my breathing, I carefully take the remaining 3 steps. There's no mistake. In my carelessness, I have overlooked this transparent jellyfish at my feet. Even though I can't see it, I can clearly feel it, and the baggy boots I am wearing throw off my balance. At this rate, I will end up on my butt. But if I fall now, all of the help I have received will be for nothing. Watch out! However, my body is supported by some strength that puts me back. Hiyoshi-san's right hand is grabbed onto my left wrist. It was a close one. Just like that, I had been pulled out of the room with the broken tanks. As soon as I was out of danger, Hiyoshi gave a mighty pull and shut the fire door. So now we're back in the room where we drawn before and where the head rolled around. No, we're now here. Okay. This is in front of the souvenir stand. More importantly, why are you here? Hiyoshi-san steadies me against the wall in front of the souvenir stand. The terror from a moment ago hasn't escaped through the heavy dark grey emergency door. Isn't this meant an aquarium? Besides, before I met up with you, Hiyoshi-san, there was so much... Hiyoshi-san just stares at me in my flustered state. Alright, calm down, Mayu-chan. A wry grin appears on Hiyoshi-san's face, and he motions in front of the souvenir stand before sitting down. Today I have nothing but bad memories in relation to the floor, so I merely lean against the wall. Gacha machines are still there, but the whole lineup is new, and I don't know a single one of the products. These are turtles. Or tortoise? These are penguins. And these are penguins too, and these are dolphins. That's a big ass tablet here. Well then, have to calm down a bit. Yes, thank you very much, Hiyoshi-san. Yeah, I'm glad. And you can call me by my first name. I don't really care about who's older and who's younger. Hiyoshi-san, middle Hiyoshi-san. What is it you know about this aquarium, Hiyoshi-san? She had told you that you can call me by my given name. That wry grin appears again, but there's nothing I can do. I have some hesitation about actually calling an older guy by his given name, and I've only heard his first name once, so I don't really remember it. After that, Hiyoshi-san makes a serious face. I think of him as a light-hearted person, but as his mouth straightens, his face seems very focused. Well, here's his given name, Mayu. It's here, right there. Well, it's fine. At any rate, there's only one thing I know. This is meant an aquarium, but it's not meant an aquarium. It's not meant an aquarium? Something like that. I don't know the principle, the cause behind it, but this meant an aquarium is on a distinct time axis from the one you and I visited earlier, Mayu-chan. That's what I think. I can't think of it as anything else. A different time? Whether past or present, you could even call it a parallel world, Hiyoshi-san adds. I can't understand what he's saying, not in the least. How do you know this, Hiyoshi-san? That is... Hiyoshi-san mumbles and snorts. He looks my way and smiles bitterly. Mayu-chan, didn't you meet any friends or acquaintances from long ago? Huh? On the contrary, you didn't see any staff or other customers, did you? His words seemed very enlightened. I couldn't think of a single thing. After all, I had just come from that experience firsthand. However, there was something that bothered me as well. Hiyoshi-san had said, long ago. Marie, who hadn't changed since that day. But then why? I don't get it. That bit about long ago. Therefore, I rejected it. In doing so, I could affirm the fact that I had reunited with Marie. Is that so? It seems I said something a bit strange then. As he looks away and says this, I have no response for him. Staying like that for a moment, Hiyoshi-San says, "By the way," and continues speaking. I think what caused the glass in the jellyfish tank to rupture was an expansion of gas from something within the tank. So the gas expanded and ruptured the tank from within? If we're thinking about the cause, right? Since there's no staff and a space-time distortion, then it's not strange for the oxygen modulator here to break down. Then it wasn't the work of ghosts. My murmuring, he had no answer. Even if we have to force ourselves, we should think positively, right? For us to have come here and dare to be ghosts, it's not something I can take. Can we get back to our original time axis or something like it? We can get back, definitely. Hiyoshi-san asserts decisively without looking me in the eye. Once again, he starts the next topic with a quick "by the way." That girl that was with you, the one who seemed into the occult and stuff, what happened to her? You mean Himeno? Yeah, Himeno-chan. Weren't you together? I inflate my cheeks without thinking about it. When he notices, I become embarrassed and look down. I rest my hands on my knees and moving them up and down say, I don't know. You were a pretty easy read, Mayu-chan. Got into an argument, did you? It has nothing to do with you, Hiyoshi-san. Still, you do get that there's something foul about this aquarium, right? Mayu-chan, you experienced it yourself. At his words, a pang of pain surges through my chest. That room with the rotten corpses, the sudden cracking of the tank at the jellyfish booth. When I think that the same accidents could happen to Himeno, I instinctively leap up. Speaking honestly, I have no desire to see Himeno's face, but knowing that the whole aquarium is dangerous, I can't calm down. What if imagining possibilities alone makes me want to cry? Wait a second. Mayu-chan, you must be tired from all that's happened. Moving quicker than I do, Hiyoshi-san's hand holds me back. I'll go look for Himeno-chan for you. I'm more not knowledgeable about this place. You wait here. As he says this, Hiyoshi-san gives a thumbs up. It was a mystery to me. We had only just met today and had an inconsequential conversation, so I wondered why he had come to rescue me. He was even showing concern for Himeno. He was supposedly a total stranger, so why... And off he goes. Without hearing my response, he starts walking away from where the jellyfish booth was. His face and profile made me feel very reassured. And this wants to make me safe. A phenomenon, one that doesn't stop. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed so far. I hope my accent isn't that bad. I still need to learn how to pronounce some words, as you can hear. Hope to see you in the next part of Sound of Drop, Fall into Poison. See you then.